Dear friends and graduates, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 57th commencement exercises of Xaverian High School. I ask that you please remain standing until after the invocation by Monsignor Peter Kane and the singing of our national anthem.
On this threshold of the celebration of the coming of the Spirit into our church and lives, we pray. Spirit of God, as we once again prepare ourselves to celebrate your coming into the life of the church and each one of us, and you renew the church in us, we rejoice to gather here this morning to celebrate and to congratulate the graduating class of Xaverian this day of June of 2017. Please bless these students as they journey into the ranks of alumni of this great school. Bless and keep their families in your love, and please fill each of them with your love and your peace. And bless the entire school community of Xaverian. May all the young men and women continue to grow in the spirit of this school, a unique spirit, a holy spirit. May they always reach out to one another in compassion and concern and mercy. And Spirit of God, for those who make the goodness happen every single day, the administration, faculty, and staff, renew in each of them your spirit of newness and dedication and concern. Holy Spirit, spinning and whirling and dancing God of variety and diversity, help us to rejoice this morning in all your wondrous works. Grant that as we celebrate this graduation and the continuing journey of these young men, we may celebrate the uniqueness of each one of us. May there be room in the community for those who follow you, may there be room for all without exclusion, without exception. And so this morning we thank you for the gift of your Spirit, the Spirit you breathe into us, a wandering Spirit, for eyes that guide us, and for the feet that plod the paths that you lead us on. Always loving God, continue to breathe into us and keep your Spirit with us now as we journey through life with God, Creator, with Jesus, Redeemer, with Spirit, Sanctifier. And we offer this prayer and all prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Flag
ranks, please be seated.
Good morning. President Alisi, Deacon McCormack, honorable guests, administration, faculty, family, friends, and alumni, welcome to the 57th commencement of Xaverian High School. It's an honor to be speaking here today, and for the Xaverian men in front of me, I could not be any prouder. But this moment, celebrating our graduation, also merits a question by our family and friends who might know of Xaverian only in passing. So by those who might not know exactly what I mean by Xaverian, they say, what is Xaverian? Xaverian undoubtedly is a community, but it is also the collection of values that holds this community together, putting trust in God in the momentous events in our lives, infectiously spreading compassion for others, remaining humble in our affairs, living with a zeal to fulfill Christ's ministry, and maintaining simplicity in our interactions with others. In our freshman class, 4 years ago, almost 200 strong, in a sea of new information, from studying for 7 classes and music practice, to meeting with near strangers every day, and to consistently attending to clubs, teams, and work, it was ultimately understanding the spirit of Xaverian that most occupied our time since then. Because in the determination and dedication in doing all of those things for 700 school days, and a few Saturday reviews and competitions. In all of those days of activities, of interacting and engaging with the Xaverian community, Xaverian High School has changed for everyone here what school itself means. That school itself means to learn, to remember, to appreciate, and to love. It means that you are willing to learn about the people around you. Remember that mistakes are but part of the learning process. Appreciate and take on opportunities that are available to us, and to love others. So to return the favor of what it means to be part of Xaverian. Then it is in our collective understanding that Xaverian High School isn't your run-of-the-mill American high school. Yes, every day there is some lab to hand in, there is a reading to finish, there is a chapter outline you must submit before midnight. There is a chance it might be a gym day, and there is possibly a fire drill in the middle of your English test. But also, every day is a day to meet someone in the halls, a starry-eyed freshman, a hard-working administrator, a teacher you've never seen before, to learn about them in the most fascinating way, in the values that keep this community together. Looking ahead, I'd like to bring to attention another rule of life, a sort of set of values that keeps things together, though this time in the life of physics. There is a law in physics, the law of conservation of energy, which tells us that the total energy is conserved or stays the same all through time. Like a ball above ground has energy in itself, potential energy, that can be converted into another type of energy if something, anything, acts on that ball. And when that ball is released from a still hand, that potential energy the ball has gets converted to kinetic energy, or the energy associated with moving. But by dropping the ball a bit higher, or by moving it around a bit, we increase its kinetic energy and also its potential energy. Now, class of 2017, imagine yourself as a ball. You have energy, and when you begin to move using this energy, you will do things. You'll break some windows and get stuck in some corners and get lost somewhere in the street, and that's fine. It's part of life. But you'll also be doing some amazing things along the way as well, as you bounce off of many walls, transferring some of the energy you have to the things that you touch. And in the way by which you bounce off of different materials and glide through the air, you will learn more about what you are made of, how durable you are, and how high you think you can go. It's possible that our senior year physics class was the last science class you plan to ever take in your life. But the truth is, we will never really leave these classes. Our time here has comprised of thousands of hours in those classrooms, with frankly more desks than floor space, disrupted every 45 minutes by that same bell. But by all accounts, we have changed from our previous 13-year-old selves to our experienced, more thoughtful, and more intellectually engaged counterparts. And for as long as we take on these new opportunities, we will find out a bit more about ourselves slowly but definitively. So let us bounce through the halls of life, curiously, eagerly, and take the classes which inspire us to work, pray, and smile, smarter, more frequently, and with greater generosity. Let us meet new friends in our new 18-year-old selves as a citizen of the real world, little intimidated by the infinity of classes and many more experiences each one of those classes brings. Let us move on from those cinder block walls and find ourselves teaching the values of Xaverian in the walls, though, that we build ourselves, whether coated by a beige paint of a comfortable abode or by the sky and clouds of God's own backyard. And lastly, let us be the builders of our own schools, in which the next generation of Xaverian men and women learn, remember, appreciate, and love. Thank you.
It is my honor to present the Our Lady of the Narrows Academic Scholars for the class of 2017 to those students who have achieved a 4-year GPA of 95% or above. Joseph Michael Barbati. Timothy Matthew Bell. Mark Julian Custodio Calza. John Paul Cashman. Vincent A. Chula. Christopher Robert Pocandrilli. John A. Kimmeth. Nicholas Edward Loud. Robert Anthony Papandrea. Gregory Anthony Patrizio. Joseph M. Patillo. Stefano Felice Prianti. Dominic Angelo Raphael. Chanel F. Tessera. And Francesco Enrico Angaro.
Award ceremonies that were held last month, students were recognized for their academic, athletic, and extracurricular achievements. We have, however, reserved a number of special awards for this morning's graduation ceremony. The first award is for General Excellence. The core values of the award for General Excellence are rooted in a hunger for knowledge, an inexhaustible determination, and a motivation to challenge one's mind and heart. This year's award is presented to a student who epitomizes such qualities not only in the classroom, but in all aspects of his high school experience. A member of the National Honor Society, this young man has challenged himself from the first day of his career at Xaverian by taking one of the most challenging course loads in the honors program. Despite his rigorous schedule and his intense involvement in both the music program at Xaverian, as well as a four-year member of the track and field team, he has earned a weighted GPA of 101.5. He is also recognized by the College Board as an AP Scholar with Distinction, a title given to a student with an average score of 3.5 on all AP exams taken, and a score of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. At our senior awards night, he received academic accolades in several higher level subjects, including medals in chemistry, music, English, social studies, and religion. He is a gifted musician, having been a member of the music program for each of his years at our school, while maintaining a perennial place on the principal's list. He's been accepted to Baruch College, the Berklee College of Music, Binghamton University, Brooklyn College, Fordham University, Hofstra University, New York University, Vassar College, and Wesleyan University. This fall, he will walk among the Ivy at Columbia University. The 2017 award for General Excellence is proudly presented to the valedictorian of Xaverian's class of 2017, Nicholas Loud. Academic excellence. Excellence is defined as a state of exalted merit and superiority in virtue. Through his natural intellect and earnest devotion to his studies, the recipient of our Academic Excellence Award has achieved several inspiring and unique feats during his tenure at Xaverian, which distinguishes him from his classmates. A profound thinker and astute observer, he is serious about his studies, earning a weighted GPA of 100.7. At our recent senior awards night, he walked away with a certificate of excellence in nearly every subject, including academic medals in math, psychology, and biomedical sciences. In addition, he received the Carl Poggioli Award for social studies. During his time at Xaverian, he participated in a variety of extracurricular activities, including mock trial, the psychology club, campus ministry, the string orchestra, and the guitar ensemble. He volunteered his time both at Xaverian, at the Chip Soup Kitchen, and as an academic peer tutor, and as his local parish as a lector. A testament to his range of critical mastery, consistent performance in higher level college courses. In his junior year, he earned the title of AP Scholar with Distinction for averaging at least a 3.5 on all AP exams taken and a score of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. He's been accepted to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and this September he will attend Stony Brook University. This year's Academic Excellence Award is presented to the salutatorian of the class of 2017, Mark Kauser. Scholar Athlete Award is given to a student who has exhibited notable prowess of mind in his pursuit of academic excellence in the classroom and an equal prowess of body in his athletic performance in the sports arena. This year's recipient has earned a cumulative GPA of 91% in Xaverian's honors program, while excelling as a 4-year member of the baseball team. A gentleman on and off the diamond, this young man carries himself with class and dignity. At our recent senior awards night, he was presented with several academic certificates of excellence, including the New York State Controller's Student Achievement Award, a consummate teammate and a role model to his fellow Clippers. This starting varsity first baseman since his sophomore year received many all-city and all-tournament accolades. A member of the National Honor Society, he shares his passion for America's pastime by working with young players at Xaverian's baseball camp and through the Bronx Bombers baseball program. A full scholarship recipient, this fall he will continue to excel in the classroom while playing Division I baseball at the University of Rhode Island. The recipient of this year's Scholar Athlete Award is Xavier Vargas. The President's Award is given to a student who best represents the Xaverian community based on his personal integrity, genuine character, demonstrating outstanding leadership and dedication to our school and community. A member of the honors program with a weighted GPA of 95.4%, he has a reputation for putting others first, for showing true concern for his classmates and strangers, and for exhibiting all that is good and just about humanity. Traits made evident in his countless acts of community service, both at Xaverian and within his parish community. At our recent senior awards ceremony, he received certificates for excellence in advanced constitutional law, AP English Lit and Composition, creative writing, and health. In addition, he was the recipient of the New York State Controller's Student Achievement Award. His outstanding efforts in the classroom are complemented by his 3-year commitment to the soccer team and his 4-year commitment to the baseball team, as well as his dedication to the music program and campus ministry program. His faith in God and dedication to his family at home and in school have made him a role model to his peers. This year, he proudly served as the president of the Student Coordinating Council after being a devoted member of the SEC for the past 3 years. He's been accepted to Bard College, Baruch College, Brooklyn College, Hunter College, John Jay College of Criminal Justice, Lehman College, Quinnipiac University, Seton Hall University, St. John's University, the College of Staten Island, and Stony Brook University. This fall, he will walk among the Ivy at Cornell University. The 2017 President's Award is proudly presented to Stefano Prieti. The Principal's Award is presented to an academically talented student who has excelled scholastically and who epitomizes the ideals of the Xaverian Brothers and the mission of Xaverian. Recognized as an AP Scholar for having scored a 3 or higher on at least 3 AP exams, this National Honor Society inductee has earned a weighted GPA of 95.8 in Xaverian's honors program and was recently honored at our senior awards night earning several certificates of academic excellence. His passion for rhetoric, evident in his fine writing skills and articulate nature, has enriched his extracurricular successes as well. A 4-year member of the speech and debate team, this competitor has qualified on the state and national levels, sharpening his research and persuasion techniques. Since his sophomore year, he has participated in Model United Nations in Berlin and Washington. An avid reader and critical thinker, he has demonstrated his skills on the mock trial team. Accepted to American University, Manhattan College, Quinnipiac University, and SUNY Geneseo, in the fall, this outstanding scholar will attend the University of Richmond. The 2017 Principals Award is proudly presented to Robert Andrea.
The Academic Achievement Award is presented to the student who has demonstrated perseverance in the quest for academic excellence. This year's recipient is an individual who is most deserving of this recognition, as he has not only grown academically, but has grown personally. This student has worked very hard to overcome academic challenges and did not let those challenges deter him. This young man is described by one of his teachers as a hard worker who's dedicated to his studies in school. Additionally, another teacher described him as an asset to the school both inside and out of the classroom, thanks to his leadership skills. Our school community recognizes this young man for his outgoing nature, strong conviction, and his passion to succeed. This young man has also participated in a variety of extracurricular activities, such as being a member of Xaverian's hockey, track and field, and lacrosse teams. He was a participant in our school's Carols retreat, where soon thereafter he became a student leader in Carols in his senior year. His leadership skills were well highlighted through his position as the founder and president of the Young Republicans Club. With qualities such as excellent interpersonal skills, efficiency, empathy, and character, he is a student who embodies all of the Xaverian values. Our recipient has been accepted into a number of esteemed educational institutions, such as Dean College, Johnson & Wales University, University of Bridgeport, Long Island University, and the University of New Haven, to name a few. He has also been awarded scholarships to these fine institutions. He was also selected to be the recipient of the Ralph Sansone Endowment Scholarship and will be attending St. Francis College this coming fall. We are proud to present this Academic Achievement Award to Philip Thomas. The Xaverian Brothers Sponsored School Award is given each year to a student who models through his daily living the model of putting others above self. This year's recipient has been involved in a host of campus ministry initiatives. An individual of strong moral fiber, he embodies the Xaverian values of trust, zeal, compassion, humility, and simplicity. Having volunteered at soup kitchens and attended immersion retreats in places like Camden, New Jersey, he is a role model exemplifying true faith in action through his ministry for others. Having served as a Carols retreat leader, he encourages his classmates and peers to be true living witnesses of Christ's love in their lives. An accomplished saxophonist who received the music medal on senior awards night, this good-natured young man recognizes the values of creating harmony on stage and establishing God's kingdom on earth. Accepted to Syracuse University, Virginia Tech, Marist College, and the University of Maryland. Among others, he will continue his studies at the Catholic University of America this fall. We are proud to present this year's Xaverian Brothers Sponsored School Award to Timothy Ganjani. been more than a century and a half since the genesis of the Xaverian brothers. Several decades ago, Brother Hugo Hurst created the Senior Involvement Program to challenge Xaverian seniors to fall in love with the service of God. Today we honor a humble individual with outstanding personal integrity who exemplifies the spirit and mission of Theodore Riken. For his senior service project, he volunteered at Lutheran Hospital, where his supervisor referred to him as an exemplary leader who is mature, well-spoken, and polite, noting that he works well independently and under pressure. This testament to his character comes as no surprise to the Xaverian community. This young man proudly embraces his faith, evident in his pilgrimage to the World Youth Day in Krakow, Poland, last summer, as his involvement in Romero Ministries in Camden, New Jersey. A member of the National Honor Society, the Pipe and Drum Corps, and the mock trial, his academic profile is as consistent as his community outreach. We at Xaverian are proud of his contributions and his commitment to the gospel. He will continue his studies and bring his servant leadership to Vaughn College of Aeronautics and Technology this fall. In celebration of his veritable acts of Christian awareness lived out through his service, the 2017 Brother Hugo Hurst Award is presented to Giovanni Iglesias. Of the Xaverian brothers in both the sports arena and the classroom. This year's recipient is the first student in Xaverian's history to play all 4 years on the varsity basketball team and serve as team captain for the 2017 season. His former varsity coach, Jack Alisi, had this to say: "In basketball, impressive statistics do not always mean greatness. This student will always be defined for the way he played the game. As much as any player I've ever coached, his legacy is his great character. As a player, as a student, as a teammate or friend, he would always rise to the occasion while making everyone around him just a little bit better. He is Xaverian's second all-time individual scoring leader with 1,346 career points, and Xaverian's third all-time single-season scoring leader with 582 points for the 2017 season. He was voted a CHSAA second-team All-City player in 2016 and a CHSAA first-team All-City player in 2017. Our recipient led the varsity basketball team to the school's second-ever city championship in 2016. He was voted the MVP in the championship game at Fordham University. He has been recognized with all league honors by the New York Daily News, the Tablet, the MSG Varsity, and the New York State High School Basketball Association. He accomplished all of this while excelling in the classroom and earning a 90.8 average for his senior year. This year's Outstanding Student Athlete Award goes to Zach Brewer. Given annually to a senior who is a member of the Xaverian music program and has shown outstanding musicianship and commitment to Xaverian. This student is one of the most accomplished musicians to pass through the Xaverian music program. He is a highly motivated, dedicated student musician who has, through his own hard work and perseverance, taken his musical abilities well beyond the high school level. In his time at Xaverian, he was a member of numerous groups, including the Jazz, Concert, Select, Pep, and Rock Band, as well as the Jazz Octave. During his tenure at Xaverian, he has performed at such places as Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center, and even throughout Japan. He was accepted into the New York All-State Band this past December, the second musician in Xaverian's history to receive that honor. He was the first musician in Xaverian's history to be nominated for All Eastern Band, which comprises all states on the Eastern Seaboard. He is also one of the 43 Xaverian band members that played for Pope Francis' arrival in New York in 2015. As a freshman, sophomore, and junior, he received the May Ellen Gerald Ritter Foundation Award, the highest honor Xaverian can bestow upon an underclassman for music. And as a senior, he received the John Philip Sousa Band Award. This award is nationally recognized and only given to the highest level musician. Beyond the stage, he was always one of the first to volunteer for any Xaverian event. This fall, he will attend the University of Delaware. This year's General Excellence Award for Music is awarded to Joseph Galati.
Robert Greenleaf believed that good leaders must first become good servants. The Xaverian Service Award is given to a senior who does not hesitate to give of himself to a cause that he believes will have a lasting impact on the community without counting the cost or seeking public recognition. This year's co-recipient is an individual who has an innate leadership skills, making him a unique role model. A take-charge young man who is an effective listener and communicator. His interactions with his classmates are always driven by compassion, respect, and sincerity. This year's co-recipient has been a 4-year member of the pipe and drum corps, a trombonist in the music program, and the captain of the varsity swim team. He was selected one of the Xaverian's representatives taking part in the Xaverian Brothers sponsored school retreats. He has volunteered for Wounded Warriors Foundation for 5 years and is founding member of the Xaverian Campus Ministry Committee. He accomplished all of this as a 3-year member of the National Honor Society and is graduating from Xaverian Honors Program with a 96.4 average. He encapsulates what it means to be a Xaverian graduate, well-rounded, well-educated, reflective, and concerned about people in his life. It is with these values that he will continue on as the United States Coast Guard Academy, where he will serve our country. The 2017 Xaverian Service Award is awarded to John Jack Kimmett. Joe DiMaggio believed that a person always doing his or her best becomes a natural leader, just by example. The co-recipient of this year's Service Award reflects those sentiments every day of his life. The Xaverian Service Award is given to a senior who does not hesitate to give of himself to a cause that he believes will have a lasting impact on the community without counting the cost or seeking public recognition. This year's co-recipient is the epitome of what Xaverian gentlemen should be. There is almost no Xaverian event where he is not volunteering his time. He has been a member of the Clipper Society for the past 2 years, a member of the Pipe and Drum Corps, and was one of the founding members of the Campus Ministry Committee. He has been a student volunteer and leader for each of the past 4 open houses, while volunteering for the All Hands on Deck reunion and the Senior Baccalaureate Masses for the previous 3 graduating classes. This year, he had the opportunity to attend World Youth Day in Poland, representing our Xaverian community. He represents the best of the Xaverian education and the Theodore Ryken's commitment to service and love for his fellow man. He will continue his studies and remain dedicated to serving others at Iona College. The 2017 Xaverian Service Award is awarded to James Flynn. This young man's dedication to academic excellence is second only to his devotion to his Catholic faith. Since entering Xaverian, he has exemplified what is expected from a Xaverian graduate. He embodies the values of Xaverian young man. He cares about the welfare of others. He is ethical. He has a high level of integrity. He treats everyone with respect. He has volunteered countless hours working in a variety of Xaverian events, including open house, buddy days, the campus ministry food drive, the freshman welcome committee, as well as serving the peer tutoring whenever called upon. He did all of these things while earning and maintaining his standing in both the National Honor Society as well as the principals list. He served with distinction this year as a student leader on Kairos. His dream is to study veterinary medicine, and he completed an internship working for the Brooklyn Veterinary Group. To each of these endeavors, this year's recipient brings his gentle demeanor, a dynamic work ethic and intellect, and strong sense of personal character, all of which are rooted in his Catholic faith. With a weighted average of 99.4%, he's been accepted to the University of Connecticut, University of Delaware, Fairleigh Dickinson University, Hofstra University, Manhattan College, the University of Scranton, and Wagner College, earning nearly $660,000 in scholarships. This fall, he will attend the University of Delaware, where he will continue his studies in veterinary medicine. We are proud to present this year's Christian Gentleman Award to Francesco Condor. Educator once said, having the most points does not make you a winner. Having the most heart does. By this definition, this year's recipient of the School Spirit Award is a winner hands down. He bleeds blue and gold, never passing an opportunity to express his pride in the school he loves. He is often referred to as the Jim Thorpe of Xaverian because of his similarities to Mr. Thorpe, who is considered one of the most versatile athletes of modern sports. Chris has been a 3-year member of the freshman baseball program, serving as the captain of his freshman and junior varsity team. He received the Coaches Award during his JV season in addition to the Brother Warren Abel Award. This young man has also been part of the soccer, golf, football, and basketball programs at Xaverian. For his 4 years at Xaverian, he has a GPA of 93%, and as a senior at a senior awards night, he was recognized for excellence in aerospace engineering and Syracuse accounting. Accepted to Manhattan College, Rochester Institute of Technology, he will continue his studies at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. This year's recipient of the Xaverian Spirit Award is Christopher Monti. Thomas Jefferson wrote, "In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock." This quote captures the essence of this year's Xaverian Leadership Award recipient. This young man served as a student leader on our Kairos and represented Xaverian on the Xaverian Brothers sponsored school retreats. He is the captain of the robotics team, a leader in our Big Brother program, and has been a very active and consistent student leader in our campus ministry department. He has volunteered his time each year for a myriad of school activities, including the annual Christmas Cabaret, the peer tutoring program, the open house, the whole band run, and most of the alumni reunions. He has volunteered for a variety of robotics outreach events in the community, including the 3rd Avenue Street Fair, Staten Island Children's Museum Kids Fair, STEAM Fair, and the Owl's Head Park Halloween Haunted Walk. He is also a student ambassador for the Xaverian Clipper Society for each of the past 4 years. In addition, this year's recipient has been a 3-year member of the National Honor Society, a 4-year member of the Xaverian track and field team, as well as a dedicated member of the music program. He has accomplished all of this while maintaining a 95.8% average in the honors program. His leadership, determination, and character mirror the value of Xaverian brothers. He takes pride in giving back to the Xaverian community. His dedication to service is clearly evident in all that he does. This year's recipient has been accepted to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the University of Connecticut, Binghamton University, the Rochester Institute of Technology, Stevens Institute of Technology, Stony Brook University, Syracuse University, and Virginia Tech, to name just a few, where he has earned an estimated $539,000 in scholarship money. This fall, he will continue his studies at Binghamton University. The recipient of this year's Xaverian Leadership Award is John Paul Cashman.
Although we have recognized our special award recipients for their outstanding achievements, the true focus of this morning's ceremony is dedicated to the entire graduating class. Out of respect to their accomplishments, out of respect to the accomplishments of our graduates and the sacrifice of their families, I ask that we hold all applause until the last name has been read. Thus, academic diplomas are awarding to the following:
Nicholas Edward Loud,
Mark C. Calza,
Xavier Alejandro Vargas,
Stefano Felice Briante,
Robert Papandrea,
Philip D. Thomas,
Timothy Patrick Gangemi,
Giovanni Iglesia,
Zach Bruno,
Joseph Galata,
John A. Kimmeth,
James Flynn,
Francesco Enrico Ungaro,
Christopher Monti,
John P. Cashman,
Frank R. Stefko,
Lawrence Aker IV,
Christian Allegretti,
Frank Allegretti,
Jonathan Almedina,
Julius Arcano,
Joseph G. Amato,
Christopher Artiaga,
Luigi J. Atina,
Peter N. Atina,
Benjamin J. Aviles,
Sam Philip Picardi,
Jonathan Victor Simpson,
Greg Badalamenti,
Joseph M. Barbati,
Timothy Bell,
John J. Boyle,
Stefan Brisson,
Michael Brooks,
Nunzio Brusca,
Daniel T. Burns,
Robert A. Kane,
Marco A. Campanella, Manella.
Philip Campisi,
Vincent A. Capalvo Jr.
Michael Caramico,
William G. Carestia.
Philip Julian Casey,
Francesco Catanzaro.
Michael Cefalo,
Anthony Chen.
Janlo Chen,
Yanqing Chen.
Jamal Cherry,
Jesus Chiri Petit.
Vincent Anthony Chula,
Christopher Cocodrilli.
Julio Gabriel Colon Jr.,
Daniel Conena.
Vito John Corneliano,
Nicholas J. Consolazio.
Pasquale Corretto,
Jason Cruz.
Alexander J. Cunilio,
John Anthony Donofrio.
Andrew P. DeSaro,
David A. Delaney.
Joseph P. Diaono,
Paul A. DeSegli.
Nicholas DeMarco,
Nicholas Jonathan DeSalvo.
Daniel B. DeSena,
Christian DeVoy.
Emmanuel Elkas Jr.,
Robert J. Erde.
Stephen Fidel,
Nicholas Ferrara.
Aiden Ferris,
Charles William Ferris.
James Finnegan,
Anthony Fitzpatrick.
Ralph Joseph Flick III,
Pedro Fortoso.
Matthew Gaffney,
Mihalis Galiasatos.
Vasilius Georgiaklis,
Michael Gidiuli.
Nielsen R. Gilbert,
Dylan Anthony Gilliam.
Daniel Gomez,
Alan Edward Gonsalves IV.
Anthony Thomas Granite,
Anthony William Grasso.
Joseph Graziano,
Joshua Harris.
Syed Hashmi,
Kevin Francis Herman.
Joshua M. Honaki,
Richard Vincent Ayokolana.
Mark Jeanbar,
Mason Scott Jones.
Joshua Lee Joyner,
Brendan Joseph Kane.
Nicholas Michael Capsalis,
George Anthony Kokakis.
Joseph Ryan Guazamala,
Raymond Thomas Lamantia.
Anthony Joseph Lamberti,
Nicholas Lanza.
Christopher O. Likokis,
John Joseph Lindner.
Joseph Stephen Leota,
Kevin Ligushushka.
Victor Locke,
Christopher J. Lomagna.
Jeffrey Christopher Lorraine,
Daniel Joseph Lynch.
Andrew Mashalani,
Matthew Donato Malano.
Paul Martinez,
Carlos Mayers.
Jack T. McCabe,
Luke McDonald.
William John McDonald,
James McFadden.
Patrick Joseph McGarty Jr.,
Joseph McLaughlin.
Shane McLaughlin,
Benjamin McCloskey.
Brandon Moline,
Alex Joseph Misiola.
Matthew Michel,
Nicholas Montoya.
James Munson,
Rocco Napoli.
Gareth Nolasco,
Daniel Edward Palmieri.
Justin Paramo,
Michael Joseph Pastena.
Andrew Pastoriza,
Gregory Patrizio.
Anthony V. Patty,
Joshua Percy.
Matthew Perez,
Joseph Patillo.
Michael Carmelo Picone,
Peter J. Pisciota.
Alexander Pollock,
Dominic Raphael.
Michael Ray,
Patrick Reichert.
Thomas Reed,
Jason Torian Reyes Jr.
Nicholas Peter Romano,
Nicholas Sabato.
John Xavier Said.
Nicholas P. Salon.
Timothy Salmon.
William W. Samuelson.
Rafael Nair Santos.
Donald Samhaku.
Dominic Savino.
Robert Salvatore Sciano.
Simone Salvatore Sicarella.
Jonathan Ryan Singleton.
Ryan Mark Solberg.
Alexander Francis Spinelli.
Jordan Stevens.
Adam Sewell.
Joseph Tapia.
Vincent Patrick Tavella.
Joseph Tyrone.
Chanel F. Tessera.
Samuel Jacob Torres.
Sebastian Miguel Torres.
Michael Anthony Torres Bove.
Malik Allen Tranquil.
James Trokia.
Matthew Nicholas Urove.
Matthew Joseph Volpe.
Daniel Welsum.
Jonathan Williams.
Romeo Williams.
Tony Z.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the trustees of Xaverian High School, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, in recognition of the fulfillment of the required courses set forth by the Xaverian community and the New York State Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon the class of 2017 their academic diploma, with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Please be seated. One of the original brothers assigned to Xaverian when it opened almost 60 years ago was Brother Padraig Fitzpatrick. A true disciple of the Xaverian charism, Brother Padraig was a humble man with a heart of gold. Sadly, during the summer of his 25th year at Xaverian, Brother Padraig was a victim of a traffic highway accident. The principal of Xaverian at the time, Brother Warren Abel, elected to honor Brother Padraig's memory by having a commemorative medallion struck and presented to individuals who have given 25 years of service to the school. I would ask at this time all faculty members who are part of the Brother Padraig Society to please stand and be recognized for their dedicated service to Xaverian High School. Monsignor Kane, Father Pappas, Deacon McCormick, administrators, distinguished faculty, families of our graduates, and graduates of the class of 2017. Let me first say it is with tremendous pride that I recognize the men that sit before me today as the newest members of an elite group. A group who for the past 56 years have walked across this very stage, having accomplished what you have now accomplished. And so it is my privilege to welcome you officially as Xaverian alumni. Today, you men begin the next chapter in your lives. And in a way, your journey at Xaverian has been similar to reading a great book that you just can't put down. Through the first few years, you couldn't wait to get to the next chapter to see what happened. Yet, as you got closer to the final chapter, you hated for the story to end. I know the journey has not always been an easy one. It was never meant to be. There were times, I'm sure, when you doubted your school, doubted your teachers, doubted your parents, doubted your friends, and even doubted yourself. The beauty of Xaverian, however, is that no matter what doubts you may have had, or obstacles you may have had to face, there was always someone who believed in you and cared enough to be there for you when you needed reassurance and guidance. And in return, each of you has given to us your own unique gifts, talents, personalities, and humor. During these past 4 or 7 years for some, your teachers and your parents have watched you mature. For many of you, the process has been steady. For others, perhaps slightly slower and more painful. But each and every one of you now is the recipient of the finest education possible, a Xaverian education. It is an education that has not only encouraged excellence in your pursuit of knowledge, but has hopefully, and more importantly, given you the courage to let go of the boy you were and to become the man you are today. It is an education that has called you to become men of justice and of peace, men of action, men of compassion, and men of faith. Today, you will not fully appreciate all that you have learned during your time with us. You will not fully understand God's plan for you, but know that it exists. And in his own time, and in his own way, he will make known to you his plan. Follow his call. Your education now continues beyond the walls of Xaverian. There is much yet to learn. I am confident, however, that you have been given a solid foundation. We send you off into a world desperately in need of men who will lead, inspire, and serve. You have all that you need to make a difference in the world, and I know that you will make a difference. The Catholic author Thomas Merton once wrote, "Every moment and every event of every man's life on earth plants something in his soul." For each of you, Xaverian has been that brief moment in your life, that moment which tomorrow will live on as just a memory, but it will indeed have planted many seeds in your soul. One day, those seeds will bear fruit, and you will have a far better understanding and appreciation for the lessons learned and for the people that have guided you throughout your journey. My hope is that you will find purpose and joy in your lives, that you will hear God's calling, that you will inspire others as you have been inspired, and that no matter what challenges or obstacles come your way, and surely they will, that you are comforted in knowing that your God will be with you through it all. You are Xaverian men. Be proud of that. Cherish the memories that you take with you today. And remember, it is you now who are the giants on whose shoulders future Xaverian men and women will one day stand. I wish each of you success, happiness, and a blessing as you begin the newest chapter of your lives. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And my friends, my brothers, Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Congratulations.
Good morning. President Alisi, Deacon McCormick, honorable guests, administration, faculty, family, alumni, and now my fellow graduates. I'm gonna be real honest here. Endings are very tough. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to speak at this graduation ceremony. But when the day came when I finally sat down at the keyboard to start writing, nothing was coming out. And it wasn't the first time I've ever had writer's block, but something felt different about this. While sitting there at the keyboard, trying to capture all of this, more than anything, I felt overwhelmed. I was trying tirelessly to find that one anecdote, that one perfect universal story that could capture all the emotions I was feeling. But the harder I searched for that one story, the more I came to think that maybe such a story doesn't exist. Telling just one story would have felt too small and disingenuous. I didn't just want to talk about myself or singular moments. I wanted to talk about all of you guys, the guys who have walked beside me. I didn't just want to tell a story. I wanted to tell our story. Endings are tough. So I thought that maybe thinking about beginnings would make things a bit easier. I'm sure that all of you guys remember that very first day of freshman year. They sat us down in the auditorium, just a bunch of 13 and 14-year-old kids, and suddenly this big, loud, and bearded man comes walking in from the back of the room, screaming words that none of us could understand. Deacon Mac. He finally got to the front of that room, turned around, and told us to look at the strangers sitting next to us. He said that these men were going to become our brothers, the best men at our weddings, and the men who we were going to walk beside for the rest of our lives. And then he told us, those scared freshmen with the 40-pound backpacks and confused faces, that we were going to change the world. It was a nice sentiment, but if you were anything like me, you didn't completely buy into what Deacon Mac was saying that first day. The words, they sounded nice, but they didn't have leverage with us back then. You know, how could a bunch of helpless freshmen, kids who didn't even know how to shave yet, have any chance at changing the world? It just seemed like another cliche back then, and they were just words. But then those 4 years started to pass by, and day by day, those words began to grow in size. Me, I came to Xaverian as a kid with a bad haircut and a nasally voice, and those things are still true, but yeah, you laugh at that one, okay. But I can honestly say I'm the same person who sat in that chair 4 years ago. For me, the journey was about falling in love with music, learning that running cross country is just as painful as it sounds, and being a part of classes that actually made me feel important. But the weird thing is, whenever I try to think about Xaverian, I can't just seem to think about my own stories. I always find myself thinking about all the stories and the journeys that you guys, my friends, have been going through right alongside me. So I want to stop right there and ask all of you to do something that we did together 4 years ago. I want you to look at the people next to you, the people around you, your brothers. And I want you to think about every single little memory that you have. All the times you yelled "garbage fellas" at the end of a lunch period. All the time Dormer would count to 5 and nothing would happen. Every time Mr. Fro would say the Angelus, every yak from Mr. Leposki, hello from Miss Scally, fist pump from Mr. Gorman, and story about the Montalbano family bakery. The jokes in the cafeteria, the tears on Kairos, every handshake, laugh, and sideway glance, all of the good times and the bad, the friends we gained and the ones that we lost. Everything. And for a moment, try and think about all of those memories at once. I'm gonna be honest here. You know, I have a sheet of paper in front of me right now with a speech, but I'm still afraid that regardless of what I say, I'm gonna feel like I'm shortchanging you guys, you know? Like I'm not actually saying what I feel. And, you know, I'm also afraid because I know that after I leave the stage, I may never get to see some of you again. And, you know, I spent so long trying to find the perfect words and the perfect stories to say up here right now. I was looking back at all the memories that I wanted to share and ahead at all the uncertainty of the future. But all the while, I was forgetting to do the one thing that actually mattered. Look beside me at you guys, my friends. So it didn't matter how long I tried to find those perfect words or that perfect story, because at the end of the day, there are no perfect words and there is no perfect story. There's just us, the 180 or so guys who spent our lives together for the past 4 years. But I think there's something special to that. We were told on that first day that we were going to change the world, but nobody ever told us that we've been doing it all along. All of those little moments, they might have seemed like nothing while they were happening, but it was those little moments that made our lives what they are today. Just look at the guys sitting next to you. They're different because you're here, happier because you're here, and better because you're here. And I am still as afraid of the future as I am thankful for the past. But that's the thing. The future, the past, life itself, it's just those tiny moments, those small, intimate little memories with friends. The present, stretched out forever across the horizon. So there's no reason to be afraid of what you don't know, about beginnings and endings, because life, it's not about beginnings or endings, and it can never be measured by any numbers. Instead, it's about what we do with the time that we have together. It's about being a good father and teaching the ones we love how to walk tall. It's about being a good son and learning from the lives of those who came before us. It's about being a good brother and walking alongside the friends and family who make our lives what they are. And most of all, it's about being a good person and sharing our lives with the people that we love most. So to quote a good friend of mine, "Don't walk ahead of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. But just walk beside me and be my friend." So to all of you, my brothers, my family, my friends, be thankful for the giants whose shoulders you stand on, and be proud of the people who follow in your footsteps. But live for the men and women that walk alongside you. And may you always know that no matter where this life may take you, as long as you have someone walking by your side, anything is possible. So I thank you, and I love you. Now,
My friends, I'm going to ask you to remain standing for our benediction by Father Eugene Pappas.
May we read to you from the book of Ecclesiastes, something you've heard before, but very meaningful today. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under God's heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to harvest what has been planted. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and yet a time to dance. A time to embrace, and yet another time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to forget. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. And this is the time for prayer. I ask God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might humbly obey God. I ask God for strength that I may do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I ask God for all the riches that I may be happy. And I was given poverty that I might be wise. I ask God for power that I might have the praise of men. And I was given weakness that I might feel the need of my God. I ask for all these things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all these things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything that I hoped for. Almost despite myself, my prayers were indeed answered. I am, as a Xaverian graduate, most richly blessed. Amen.
For the past 4 years, at 11:54 each morning, the entire Xaverian community stopped everything they were doing to recite the Angelus. It's a powerful prayer that reminds us to surrender ourselves to God and to follow the example of his mother, Mary. So I now ask Stefano Prianti to lead our graduates as we pray the Angelus together one final time. After the Angelus, I would ask you all to please remain standing until the administration and faculty, followed by our graduates, have left the auditorium.
For one last time, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The angel of the Lord declared to Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit. Behold, the handmaid of the Lord, be it done unto me according to thy word. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy verse into our hearts, that we to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, made by his passion and cross, be brought to a glorious resurrection through the same Christ, our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.